Okay, so let's talk about blending now. We've already seen how to improve the quality of the images, but the main question is now how to actually get Midjourney to give you the kind of image, the action in the image that you want. So for this, we use the Midjourney community feed, and let me tell you what that is. So if I go on Google and write Midjourney community feed, I will go to Midjourney showcase, and then I will go to explore. So let me tell you what this actually is. It's basically the community feed of Midjourney, where a lot of people that have created their images get uploaded to the community feed, and here you can basically use their images to create your own images by blending. And let me tell you how that is done. So if you remember, I told you that when I created this prompt, even though this is a high quality image, as you can see here, it's a high quality image, but in my mind, I had like a tall mountain or a tall cliff, and the ocean waves were hitting that tall cliff. But Midjourney, as you can see, has failed to capture the action that I wanted. So how do I do that? So I'll go to the Midjourney community feed, and I'll write let's write ocean waves hitting a tall cliff. See, now this is the kind of image that I was actually expecting. I expected that there'll be a tall cliff and the ocean waves will kind of like bounce off it. So I really like this image. So let's go ahead and let's save this image. So this image is saved. I'll go back to Midjourney Discord, and using this plus icon here, I'll upload the image I just downloaded from the Midjourney community feed. Open, enter, and now the image that we downloaded it is here in Midjourney bot. So we right click the image and we do copy link, and then we enter the prompt how we usually create an image. So /imagine. Midjourney recognizes that you are about to enter a prompt. I paste the link, and now what I'll do is I'll go to the same prompt that I used for this, ocean waves hitting a tall sandy mountain, and then the quality, and then the rest of the prompt is just improving the quality. I'll go here, I'll paste this, and I'll hit enter. And now let's see what Midjourney gives us. So this is what Midjourney has given us. Now this is the kind of picture that I had imagined in my head when I wrote this prompt, that the ocean waves will be hitting a cliff and then they'll bounce off, there'll be sun rays. And if you want more options, you can always click on the redo button and click on submit, and it will have a go again. But see, what blending does is basically gives Midjourney an input that follow this kind of action, and then you do your own additions. So this is an image of ocean waves hitting a tall cliff. I copied the link, I entered it in my prompt, and I said ocean waves hitting a tall, rugged and sandy mountain, and then I said high contrast shimmering sun rays, and it added sort of glitter, it added sun rays. So it's like giving Midjourney something to work with. So like it understands your point of view, it understands your action, and then it follows your command more. But this is about scenery, right? This is much easier to handle, but when it comes to people, it gets a little bit trickier. See, what if you wanted to create an image of, let's say, Julius Caesar giving a speech in the Senate of Rome? See, if you don't give Midjourney something to work with there, it's Midjourney's choice to decide what Julius Caesar looks like. Is he tall? Is he short? Is he fat? Is he old? Is he young? It's Midjourney's choice. I mean, it will always be a high quality images because the prompts that I have taught you in the previous section of my videos, they will give you a high quality image, but you won't be able to decide how does Julius Caesar actually look like. So how do we do that? So for this, let's see actually how does Julius Caesar even look like. So I go to Google and I search Julius Caesar statue. Let's go to images and let's try to pick a very clean image. This looks clean enough to me. Let's download this image and now let's paste it in Midjourney. Okay, so apparently this is what Julius Caesar looked like in real life. But now the art will be, how do we create an image of Julius Caesar in high quality from just a statue? So for this, let's copy this link, /imagine, enter. Now let's enter our prompt. Julius Caesar, dictator of Rome, giving a speech in the Senate. And now let's copy the prompt that I showed you before and from one of these images. Let's copy this one. Don't worry about --S750, that's just what's in your settings, the settings that I have shown you. Just copy the prompt, paste this, and now let's see what Midjourney gives us. So the result is here, and let's take a look at it. See, the quality is still there, but you might have noticed like the colors look too fake, like the colors are nowhere near as compared to the rest of the prompts that we have been doing. And the reason for that is because of this statue image that we have. See, Midjourney is now thinking that we are trying to create a statue, but we are not actually creating a statue. We just want the face of the statue in a real person with the same quality as the images before that we created. So what I do for this is, my hack for this is I go to this image and I select the best image out of them. To me, number 4 probably looks the better from them. So I'll click upscale here and then wait for the image to load up. Once the image is here, what I would do is I will click on very strong. I would never use these variations. I will not use variation subtle, but I'll use variation strong a lot. And the reason for this is I'm trying to reapply the prompt that I have from here till here again and again on the image to improve the colors. Think of it like a filter, right? Think of this image that we had here like a dirty water filled with sand, yeah, but we have to filter out the sand. So it goes through the first screening process and you've got 20% clean. You know, it's better than an actual statue, but it still needs more color to make it more ultra realistic. So we click on variations again and we reapply the prompt, try to screen it more, and then what it gives us is this. Now the quality is even higher. So it's getting there, but let's scale 2 of these. And now what we will do is we will vary them again. Variation strong, submit, variation strong, submit. And as this screening process is done, as what I call this as an example is like a filtration process, as this is done, you will see that the colors are improving, because what this essentially is doing is reapplying this prompt over and over again, and Midjourney starts to build the person. And the reason why we are doing this is to get this person's face close to the one that we uploaded here, close to the statue. As you can see, it's actually very, very close. And now the colors are even improving. Now if you see, it's very much alike, but even here it's not done yet. Even though the color has significantly improved as we have gone through the screening process and we have varied it again and again, reapplying the prompt again and again, like twice, you can do it 3 times. After 3 times it'll pretty much be the same. But here's what I will do now to improve it even further. Upscale few of the images that you like, and once they are here, what you will now do is you will now blend this picture and then use the same prompt. So let's copy this link. Imagine. Now I paste this and then I copy the same prompt right here and I give it here. And now let's see what shows up. See, basically what I have done is, first I used the blended picture of a statue, and Midjourney couldn't improve it that much because I did not give it enough to work with, and I gave it a very poor quality picture to work with, and it essentially tried to copy it using my prompt, but it couldn't improve it significantly. What I did is I varied it again and again to try to improve the colors, and it started to improve the colors, but now it's almost 99% what it can do is done. But now what we can do is use one of these images and copy this link and paste it here and see what comes up. And now, as you can see, it's very ultra real and it's very classy. So I upscaled the image that we now got, and this is what it looks like. So let's put them on big screen and we'll compare them all together. Let's compare this, and let's also compare the first one that we got. And this was the original one. Okay, so this was the original one. The first time I blended this picture, I wrote my prompt. This is the result Midjourney gave us. I tried to improve it again. How did I improve it? I varied it strong. I upscaled this image. I reapplied the prompt by clicking on very strong. It improved the colors, but it's still not done yet. So instead what I did is now I copied the link of this image and I tried to improve it further, and I got this. Now this is a very ultra realistic picture, and now if I compare the result of this image with this statue, you can see it actually looks a lot like this statue, which is, now it seems like the actual Julius Caesar is giving a speech more than 2000 years ago in Rome, and this is the result that we wanted to obtain. So if I show you some of the result that people have put up for Julius Caesar, I'll show you how much this is better. So this is the community feed area. This is what people have made Julius Caesar look like, and there are thousands of these. If I go here, it will never end. And if I go to my images that we have now created just in like 5-6 minutes, you can see it's the best out of them. So this is my secret of creating ultra realistic pictures of people who have lived thousands of years ago, and all we have of them is a statue. We just used a picture of a statue to create this ultra realistic picture with vibrant colors. But now the question is, how do we develop consistency in our storyline? What I mean is, how do we get this person right here to do a different action? You might want to see Julius Caesar leading his army. You might want to see Julius Caesar talking to the people of Rome. You might want to see Julius Caesar doing a different action than this. But you want the same face of Julius Caesar so that it's consistent with your storyline. So how do we do that? And that's what I'll be teaching you in the next section.